Hello and welcome in all of you to the Nilkanth Academy. So here we are standing with a new era with new chapter. Our chapter number 3 is linear equations in two variable. You have already learnt a portion of it in the standard 9 and you are going to study the more of it in this section in the standard 10. So we are here talking about our NCERT class 10 Gujarat board book. So in Gujarat board, as per given blueprint by the Gujarat board, this chapter contains of 8 marks. 8 marks. In 8 marks there is one 4 marks question, and this is one of the toughest chapter to learn. Because it contains logical questions, graph, you need IQ plus a solid hard work for this chapter. So in 8 marks it contains a 4 marks question, a 2 marks question with one of the option, and 2 question contains 1 marks. So we are starting with our chapter linear equation in two variables. So first let's understand what this chapter says. Linear equations in two variables. First thing is given is linear equations. Now what is linear equation? We have already learned polynomials. In that I have declared linear equations. So what is linear equation? An equation which contains highest power, its variable contains highest power 1. And we have already learned what is variable, what is constant. We have already learned this in the polynomial. You can see in our video section, I have given the lectures on it. So go to video section and you will get the what is variable, what is constant. So here we are talking an equation which has highest power 1 is called a linear equation. So in two things it is called a linear equation. When we try to plot this equation's graph, it becomes a line. So this is related with two things. A linear equation means with the definition it has highest power is a 1. So it's called linear equation. Or in other terms, its graph is a line. That's why it's called a linear equation. And then it's given in two variables. A linear equation, the polynomial we have learnt in only one variable. Here we are going to in two variables. Linear equation can be in as many variables with as many terms, like ax0 plus bx plus cy plus dz, 1x plus 2y plus 3x plus 4z plus as many as terms, as many as variables with highest power 1 are called linear equation in variable. Given how many variables? So here we have going to learn about linear equations which contains two variable. So here in this chapter we are going to take variable mostly x and y, or either a and b, but you can take as many variable as possible as you want. It is not necessary that you need to take variable x and y. So here in this portion linear equation in two variable, you understand the meaning, you know the chapter's value 8 marks, that means it contains 10% of your whole syllabus. So when I start the chapter, we have already learned in the 9th standard about the graph, and here in the standard 10 it starts with the graph. But before the graph you need equations, and equations in our 3.1 it's given logical question, and we need to convert logical questions into an equation, and then we are going to solve the equation, and then we represent them on the graph. We have already learned the graph. Horizontal line contains x-axis, a plane line called y-axis, and then we plot graph in the Cartesian system. So let's start with here with our question number 1 for the graph, which says after tells his daughter 7 years ago I was 7 times as old as you. I was 7 times as old as you. This will give us our one equation. And then also 3 years from now, I shall be 3 times as old as you will be. Represent this situation algebraically and graphically. Algebraically means this is a portion of algebra. We need to convert this equation which with this question into equation and then we plot its graph. So it's called algebraically, means you need to make it equation and then you need to draw its graph. First, let's try to understand the question. Aftab tells to his daughter. So here two persons are here. One is Aftab, the second one is his daughter. So this is become two variable. One of them is Aftab, the another is his daughter. So taking either of them as a variable x or y, I am taking Aftab's age as x and his daughter's age is y. Remember, you can take any variable here. I am taking Aftab age as x years, because years considered in the basis of years or days, but mostly it tells how many years you are old. So I am taking as an years. So Aftab is x years old, his daughter is y years old. So in the first question it is said that 7 years ago. Suppose your age is at this time 50 years. If I ask what was your age 7 years ago, what will you say? You will say 8 years. And how did you get that? Subtracting 7 from those 15 will give you 8 years. So here it is given that years ago. When your question says that years ago, you need to subtract your age from the present age. What is the present age of Aftab? It's x years. And when I talk about 7 years ago, it becomes x minus 7. And when I do Aftab's years subtract from x, I need to subtract age from the y years too. So when I am taking the condition 7 years ago, so Aftab's age will be x minus 7 and his daughter's age will be y minus 7. When I am talking about years ago, you need to subtract age from the given age. Now it is given that 7 years ago, her daughter's age will be 7 times of his age. Means you need to multiply her daughter's age with 7 and you will get Aftab's age. What you need to do? Multiply his daughter's age with 7 and you will get Aftab's age. Which age? 7 years ago's age. What was 7 years ago Aftab age? X minus 7. What was her daughter's age? Y minus 7. And you need to multiply his daughter's age. So multiply y minus 7 multiplied by 7 is equal to x minus 7. What will you get? Y minus 7 multiply his daughter's age with 7 and you will get Aftab's age. So what will you get? X minus 7 is equal to 7 in bracket y minus 7. Now opening the bracket, x minus 7 is equal to 7 multiple with y and 7 multiple with 7. 7y into 7 7s are 49. So x minus 7y is equal to 7y minus 49. Now minus 7 from the left hand side, taking it to the right hand side, minus 7 will become plus 7 and subtracting from it 49, it will give us 42. So that will become x minus 7y is equal to minus 42. X minus 7y is equal to minus 42. Here we get our first equation. Now moving on to the second case. Moving to the second case, what does it say? 3 years hence. What does that mean? After 3 years or 3 years hence means both the situation are same. That means after 3 years hence means what was the Aftab's present age? It's x years. His daughter's present age is y years. After 3 years, what will be your age? You are 15 years old. After 3 years, what will be your age? 18. How? 15 plus 3. So Aftab's present age is x years. So after 3 years, his age will be x plus 3. Her daughter's age will be y plus 3. After 3 years, Aftab's age will be x plus 3. His daughter's age will be y plus 3. And now, what does the question say then? After 3 years from now, I shall be 3 times as old as you will be. After 3 years, Aftab's age is x plus 3. His daughter's age is y plus 3. And what is going to be happen? Aftab's age will be 3 times his daughter's age. Now what we need to do? Multiply his daughter's age with 3 and you will get Aftab's age. What is his daughter's age? Y plus 3. Multiply it with 3. So y plus 3 multiple with 3, you will get after said x plus 3. So what our equation means, x plus 3 is equal to 3 in bracket y plus 3. So opening the bracket, x plus 3 is equal to 3 into y, 3y, 3 into 3, 9. So x plus 3y is equal to 3y plus 9. Taking variables x one side and constant one side, so become plus 3 that side. X minus 3y is equal to 9 minus 3 is equal to 6. X minus 3y is equal to 6. So here we get our second equation. Our first equation was x minus 7y is equal to minus 42, and our second equation is x minus 3y is equal to 6. So here we got two equations into algebraic form. From the given question or from the given situation, we converted our question into algebraic form. Now we need to convert into graphical form. We need to draw its graph. So we need to convert this equation value. So what I need to do? I convert the form given equation into either x form or y form. And then if you put your equation into x form, you need to put your value of y, or convert it into y form and you need to value of x. So if you put value of x, you will get value of y. If you put value of y, you will get value of x. So here in the first equation, x minus 7y is equal to minus 42. Let's put our value. What I have taken our value in the first equation. So let's convert it into x form. So our minus 7y will go to other side. So will become x is equal to minus 42 plus 7y. X is equal to minus 42 plus 7y. Here I am substituting value of x. What I have taken three values. Suppose your value of y is multiple with 7. So you take the value at the differentiation of 7, at the part of or distance of 7. So you will get a constant value, not in the point system or in the decimal system. So your graph will be smooth. You don't need to worry about or don't take to tension about your point system. So here I have taken three values, minus 7, 0 and 7. Let's first substitute value of x as a minus 7. So x is equal to minus 42 plus 7y. Substituting value of x as a minus 7. So minus 7 is equal to minus 42 plus 7y. Taking minus 42 from left hand side to right hand side. So minus 7 plus 42 is equal to 7y. So minus 7 plus 42. 35 is equal to 7y. 35 is equal to 7y. Divide 35. Here it is in the multiplication form. On the other side it will divide. So 35 divided by 5. 35 divided by 7 is equal to 5. So when I have value of x is equal to minus 7, I will get the value of y is 5. The second value I put the x is 0. What will I get when I put x is equal to 0? So x is equal to minus 42 plus 7y. Substituting x as 0. So 0 is equal to minus 42 plus 7y. Taking minus 42 from left hand side to right hand side. So minus 42 becomes plus 42. So plus 42 is equal to 7y. Dividing that 42 with 7, I will get the value of y is 6. So when I have value of x is 0, I get the value of y is 6. So my coordinate become x, y, 0, 6. Third one value for the x is a 7 and y I will get from the putting value. So x is equal to minus 42 plus 7y. Substituting x is equal to 7 is equal to minus 42 plus 7y. So taking minus 42 this side becomes plus 42. 7 plus 42 is equal to 7y. So 7 plus 42 is 49 is equal to 7y. 7 is multiple with y. In the divide it will become 49 by 7 is equal to 7. So when I put the value of x as 7, I get the value of y. So what are my coordinates now? X, y. When x is minus 7, y is 5. When x is 0, y is 6. And when it's 7, y is 7. Moving on from there, I need to convert my second equation to the value. What was my second equation? X minus 3y is equal to 6. X minus 3y is equal to 6. Taking minus 3y on the other side, x is equal to 6 plus 3y. So now substituting three values with the multiple of 3, 6, 3 and 0. Taking the value of x, 6, 3 and 0. First substitute value of x is 6. So x is equal to 6 plus 3y. 6 is equal to 6 plus 3y. Taking 6 from the left hand side to the right hand side. 6 minus 6 is equal to 3y. 6 minus 6 is equal to 0. 0 is equal to 3y. 3 is multiple with it. Taking in the denominator. 0 divided by 3. Y is equal to 0. So when value of x is 6, value of y is 0. Moving on from them, x is equal to 6 plus 3y. Taking the value of x is 3. 3 is equal to 6 plus 3y. Taking 6 from right to left. 3 minus 6 is equal to 3y. 3 minus 6 is minus 3 is equal to 3y. Taking 3 in the denominator, minus 3 divided by 3 is equal to y. Minus 3 by 3, y is equal to minus 1. So when my x is 3, my y is equal to minus 1. The last one, when value of x is 0, x is equal to 6 plus 3y. Substituting x is 0. 0 is equal to 6 plus 3y. Taking 6 from left hand side to right hand side. 0 is equal to 6 plus 3y. 6 this side, minus 6 is equal to 3y. 3 in the denominator, minus 6 divided by 3 is equal to y. Y is equal to minus 2. So what are my coordinates now? x6, y0. x6, y0. Then second one, x3, y minus 1. x0, y minus 2. Now substitute all these points in the graph. You see in the graph I have plot, you have written all your coordinates. 6 in the second question, x6, y0. See in the equation, x3, y minus 1, x0, y minus 2. In the first equation I am plotting all the graph. You can see you have learnt to draw the graph in the standard 9. So you can see in the graph, I am showing you the points in the graph. See, and you can now notice the thing. Your both the graphs are intersecting with each other. Your graph is intersecting with each other. You can see here in graph. Here you cannot see your graph, but when it's not parallel or they are not inclined with each other, means one line on the other line, I cannot show you this graph is intersecting with each other. But when you draw this flow graph, you are going to note that these two lines are going to intersect with each other at some point, because they are not parallel with each other. So this line is going to intersect each other at some point, and we are going to use these things in our next exercise, that either graph are intersecting with each other, parallel or coincident. So here these two graphs are not parallel with each other. They are going to intersect at some point. If I draw my graph much smaller with the value, if I take bigger value, I can show you graph is intersecting with each other. This graph is not parallel, they are going to intersect with each other. So see in the graph and plot this graph in your notebook, and if you have not graph and if you have graph, draw it in your graph book or graph, plain graph. Moving on to our second question. It says the coach of a cricket team buys 3 bats and 6 balls for rupees 3,900. 3 bat and 6 ball for rupees 3,900. Later she buys another bat and 2 more balls for rupees 1,300. Represent the graph, represent the data algebraically and graphically. Here, first thing, two things are given: a bat and a ball. So they are our two variables, a bat and a ball. A bat and a ball. So we taking value that cost of a bat is x rupees and cost of a ball is y rupees. Suppose the cost of a bat is x rupees, cost of a ball is y rupees. First thing, the most important thing for you is to define a variable. You need to find which are your variables. So here you are talking about a bat and a ball. So they both are your variables. Taking one of them is x and another is y. So cost of, I am taking here, cost of a bat is x rupees and cost of a ball is y rupees. What my first one says, that I have bought 3 bat and 6 balls for rupees 3,900. For if suppose cost of 1 bat is x rupees, so what will be cost of 3 bat? Multiple with 3, so 3x And similarly, cost of one ball is y rupees. So how many for the 6 balls? 6y. And value cost of both 3 balls and 3 bat and 6 balls is 3900. So 3x plus 6y. Cost of 3 bat and 6 balls is 3900. So 3x plus 6y is equal to 3900 will be my first equation. And in the another incident, it says 1 bat. So cost of 1 bat is x. And 2 balls. So cost of 2 balls means cost of 1 ball is y. So cost of 2 balls is 2y. And the cost is 1300. So x plus 2y is equal to 1300. Now for the first equation, 3x plus 6y is equal to 3. I have got the value in the algebraic form. Now I want to draw the graph, so I need to calculate the value of, means I need to get the coordinates, so I will substitute the value of x and got the value of y. I have taken it for the first equation, which is 3x plus 6y is equal to 3900. I have converted it here. Suppose big value, so I am going to take big value 3, smaller value 3900 is big value. So I am supposing value of x is a bigger values. So first converting the equation, 3x plus 6y is equal to 3900. So 3x is equal to 3900 minus 6y. 3x is equal to 3900 minus 6y. I need value of x. So 3900 minus 3y, 6y divided by 3. 3x, x is equal to 3900 minus 6y divided by 3. I have taken value of x 300, 100 and minus 100. In the first equation, put the value of x, y as x as 300. So 300 is equal to 3900 minus 6y divided by 3. From denominator 3, if I multiple with 300, 300 3 is 900 is equal to 3900 minus 6y. Taking 3900 to the left hand side, 900 minus 3900 is equal to minus 6y. 900 minus 3900 minus 3000 is equal to minus 6y. Minus 3000 is equal to minus 6y. Taking minus 6 in the denominator, minus 3000 divided by minus 6 is equal to y. If I cut 6 500 is 3000, so value of y is 500. So what I get, when my x is 300, my y will be 500. When my x is 300, my y will be 500. Now getting the value for x is equal to 100, substituting in the equation, x is equal to 100 is equal to 3900 minus 6y divided by 3. From denominator, on the other side it will multiple. 100 3s is equal to 3900 minus 6y. So 100 3s are 300 is equal to 3900 minus 6y. Taking 3900 to the other side, 300 minus 3900 is equal to 6y. Minus 3600 is equal to minus 6y. Y is equal to minus 3600 by minus 6. So y will be 600. The third value, taking x is equal to minus 100, y is equal to 700. X is equal to 3900 minus 6y by 3. 3 from the bottom, taking x value minus 100. Minus 100 is equal to 3900 minus 6y by 3. From the denominator, other side multiple. Minus 100 3 is minus 300 is equal to 3900 minus 6y. Taking 3900 this side, so it will become minus. Minus 300 minus 3900 is equal to minus 6y. So minus 4200 is equal to minus 6y. Taking minus 6 in the denominator will give me by. So I will get the value of y is equal to 700. Now check my coordinates. When x is 300, y is 500, x is 100, y is 600, x is minus 100, y is 700. And now for the second equation. What was my second equation? X plus 2y is equal to 1300. So x is equal to 1300 minus 2y. Which value I got? 300, 100, minus 100. Same value which I got in the first equation. So when I substitute value, x is equal to 1300 minus 2y. Substitute x is equal to 300 is equal to 1300 minus 2y. Taking 1300 to the other side, 300 minus 1300 is equal to minus 2y. Minus 1000 is equal to minus 2y. minus minus cut, we're taking minus 2 in the denominator. So minus 1000 divided by minus 2 is equal to 500. So value of y is equal to 500, then x is equal to 300, my y is equal to 500. For the second value, substituting x is equal to 100. So 100 is equal to 1300 minus 2y, taking 1300 this side. 100 minus 1300 is equal to minus 2y. Minus 1200 is equal to minus 2y, taking minus 2 in the denominator. Minus 1200 divided by minus 2 is equal to 600. So when x is equal to 100, my y is equal to 600. So now for the third value, I am taking x is equal to minus 100. So minus 100 is equal to 1300 minus 2y. Taking 1300 this side, minus 100 minus 1300 is equal to minus 2y. Minus 100 minus 1300 minus 1400 is equal to minus 2y. Taking minus 2 to the denominator. So my y becomes 700. So when x is 300, my y is 500. When x is 100, my y is 600. And x is minus 100 and y is 700. Now check the coordinates you got in the first equation and the coordinate in the second equation. Both are same. Two different equation but got the same value for the coordinates. So when you plot the graph for both the equation on the graph, your graph will be one line. Even though it is two equation, your graph will be one line. So this type of graph is called coincident lines. This type of graph is called, you can see my graph in the equation. It's one of line shows x plus 2y is equal to 300, and the second line shows the x plus 2, 3x plus 6y is equal to 3900. Either of them, one is for x plus 2y 1300, the another is 3x plus 6y 3900. For two different values, my graph will be one simple line, and that's why in the previous graph it was a line, and in this graph it is also a line, but the previous graph was intersecting lines. This graph is one line on the other line. You can see only one line. This type of graph is called coincident lines. This type of graph is called coincident line. Remember these things in your mind. The type of graph are three, and you have seen two things. First one was intersecting lines. This one is coincident lines. And in this question, question number 3, now see what type of graph we are getting. And the question number 3 says, the cost of 2 kg apples and 1 kg of grape on a day was found to be rupees 160. Cost of 2 kg apple and 1 kg of grape is rupees 160. After a month, cost of 4 kg apples and 2 kg of grapes is 300. Represent this situation algebraically and graphically. First, what do you need to do? Get your variables. Suppose which are our two variables in this equation? Suppose which can be. So our first variable will be cost of apple and the other one will be cost of grapes. So I am taking cost of 1 kg apple is x rupees and cost of 1 kg of grapes is y rupees. What is our first situation? Our first situation says 2 kg of apples and 1 kg of grapes. 2 kg of apple and 1 kg of grapes. So cost of 1 kg apple is x. So what will be cost of 2 kg apple? Cost of 1 kg apple is x. So cost of 2 kg apple is 2x. And what is our cost of 1 kg grapes? X. And total cost is rupees 160. So 2 kg apple plus 1 kg grapes is equal to 160. So 2x plus y is equal to 160. Here becomes our equation number 1. What is the another situation? What is the another situation? It says that 4 kg of apple and 2 kg of grapes. Cost of 1 kg apple is x. 4 kg apple is 4x. Cost of 1 kg grape is x. Cost of 2 kg grapes is 2x. And the total cost is 300. 4 kg apple plus 2 kg grapes is equal to 300. So 4 kg apple 4x, 2 kg grapes 2y, total cost 300. So I got my second equation, 4x plus 2y is equal to 300. So here I got my both the equation. So I converted the given problem into algebraically. Now what my next task is, I need to convert it into graph. So taking first equation and I got the coordinates. What is my first coordinate equation? 2x plus y is equal to 160. So y is equal to 160 minus 2x. Y is equal to 160 minus 2x. I will substitute the value of, suppose your equation is easier when you get one of the variable with constant 1. So I am converting y is equal to 160 minus 2x. Now I substitute the value of x. I have taken three values, 50, 60 and 70. So first substituting the value of 50. So y is equal to 160 minus 2x. In place of x I will put 50. Y is equal to 160 minus 2 into 50. 160 minus 100, 2 into 50, 100. 160 minus 100 is equal to 60. So I got the value of y is equal to 60. When my x is 50, my y will be 60. Then second value, x is 60. So substitute the value in equation, y is equal to 160 minus 2x. Y is equal to 160 minus 2 into 60. 160 minus 2 into 60 is equal to 120. 160 minus 120, 40. So when my x value is 60, my value of y is 40. The last one, substituting value of x is 70. So y is equal to 160 minus 2x. 160 minus 2 into 70. 2 into 70, 140. 160 minus 140. So value of y is equal to 20. So what are my three value of x and what I got value of y? So x is 50, y 60, x is 60. I got value of y 40 and x is 70, y is 20. Moving on to question number 2, which says 4x plus 2y is equal to 300. None of my constant is 1. So 2y is equal to 300 minus 4x and I got the value of y. So 200 minus 4x, 300 minus 4x divided by 2. Same value, here I got the value 70, 80 and 75 and check what value I get. Because in the denominator 2. So when I substitute the value x is 70. So y is equal to 300 minus 4 into 70 divided by 2. 4 into 70, 300 minus 280 divided by 2. 300 minus 280, 20 divided by 2. 20 divided by 2 is equal to 10. So value of y is equal to 10 when my x is 70. Now second value is 80. So y is equal to 300 minus 4 into 80. 3 divided by 2. 4 into 80, 320. So 300 minus 320 divided by 2. 300 minus 320 will become minus 20 divided by 2. So value of y is equal to minus 10. Substitute in last value. So when my x is 80, my value of y is minus 10. Now the last one, value of x is 75. So y is equal to 300 minus 4 into 75 divided by 2. 4 into 75 is 300. So 300 minus 300 divided by 2. 300 minus 300 is 0. 0 by 2 is 0. So when my x is 75, my y is 0. Now check three value. X is 70, y is 10, x is 80, y is minus 10 and x is 75, y is 0. Now substitute all the value in the graph. Here you can see two graphs. One is for the 2x plus y is equal to 60 and another is 4x plus 2y is equal to 300. Now look closely at these two graphs. These two graphs is not intersecting or not coincident on each other. They are how many far graph you draw or how many take small value or bigger value. These two lines will not intersect each other at any point. So your first graph was showing two intersecting line. The third graph, second graph showing two coincident line, and the third graph of yours is showing two parallel lines. These three are the type of graph when you draw a linear equation in two variables. Two variable gives you graph of coincident, intersecting or parallel each other. And how can you derive that your graph is going to intersect, coincident and parallel from your given equation is you going to learn in exercise number 3.2. So like a suspense movie, I am putting my lecture end here and the suspension how you got your graph from equation that either they are going to be intersecting line, your parallel line or coincident line. Till then, keep safe, stay at home and be